Cryptoslo, cryptocurrency news and investing.
Cryptoslo with more crypto gains. What's going on, guys? This is craziness. YFI Finance, a fork of the original YFI. This is YFI V2, is blowing off the charts. So let's get into it, talk a little bit about it, what it is, how it works, etc., etc. I'm not going to get into the specifics of the yield farming side. There's a document out there that gives you step-by-step instructions. I'll leave the links below. So first and foremost, YFI V2, what is it? It's a fork of V1, showing a supply of 20,000. That is the pool number one. I guess there's going to be a second distribution of another 20,000 for 40,000 tokens. And looking at the holder wallets, the mega wallets are the contracts that hold the majority of the tokens as they're getting farmed out, and the wallet distribution looks pretty solid. There definitely were some people that got in early. Now, just a word of warning. If you type in Wi-Fi, you're going to see Wi-Fi 2, Wi-Fi 3, Wi-Fi 4. Don't get scammed. There is only one Wi-Fi 2. To my knowledge, only Wi-Fi, the original, and Wi-Fi V2 are the only legitimate tokens out there. Now, getting into the complexities of why Wi-Fi V2 is a little different than Wi-Fi. Well, there's a document out there. I'll leave a link to it. It does give specifics of how you can do your yield farming with this. Now, a lot of people think, hey, I buy Wi-Fi V2 and I stake it. Yes and no. The reality is the way these yield farming pools work is they're usually a very large portion of DAI and then a little bit of the token. Okay, so you're like, okay, what do you mean? So if you wanted to farm one Wi-Fi V2 a day, you would need 25,000 DAI and basically then 2% of the 25k as Wi-Fi. So it's a 98 to 2%. I think that's in pool 2. And then you would receive Wi-Fi as a reward token for being staked in the balancer pool. Okay, so that's kind of how it works. Now, people really don't understand how these are working, but it's working well. Within 24 hours, they've gotten over $100 million into the pool, which now you can start to see what happens if 98% of that $100 million is DAI and 2% is Wi-Fi. As this rebalances, this is putting massive buy pressure on the Wi-Fi token, and thus, was giving it its value, the transfer of value. As the balancer pool goes out there and tries to get the highest yield, it's a little more complicated. And like I said, just you want to read this document, and it gives you step-by-step instructions if staking is what you want to do. But just keep in mind that if you're staking, you need a big bag of DAI. It's not the Wi-Fi that you need. Okay, now question number 2. How do I buy it? Well, the best place to buy it, it is for sale on UniSwap. Current price of the time of this video is about $9.23. However, liquidity is still growing on UniSwap. So you're going to have to give it some time to grow. The majority of the liquidity is in the balancer pool. So you simply go over to balancer, and you're going to take your ETH, convert it to DAI. That's step 1. Step 2, you're going to take your DAI and convert it to Wi-Fi. Now, a little dirty secret, because balancer pool is choosing to hide the pool. Whatever, just to, they were trying to vet this to make sure it was a legitimate project. So you simply go over to Ethersand, copy the address, and you're going to pop it in here as a custom token, similar to what you would do on Uni. And you click on it, and then you take your DAI and you get your Wi-Fi. Aha! They also have a Twitter, YFI Finance V2, and then there is the actual website. Now, keep in mind, when you pull this up, it was reported initially that this was a phishing attack to MetaMask and ethers can. So there are warnings in place. I would bet that the warnings will probably disappear in the next day or two, because obviously they're trying to protect their community as much as possible. But the website is pretty simple. There's literally a stake button, and once again that's taking you to the balancer and the curve FIY pool. So with that being said, I'm not recommending that you buy this token. However, looking at the original YFI on CoinGecko, YFI, YFI, Yearn Finance, boom. Okay, that's V2, FI, and here's V1. $4,300 a coin. Ridiculous. So that's got about $130 million market cap versus YFI 2 sitting at 907 with a $35 million market cap. No, a $5 million market cap. $130 million market cap. So this is about 23 times higher. So in some cases you could say it's early if the whales go into this, and obviously $100 million has gone into it already, so it is definitely off to a great start. There is also a Telegram. It's very active, and basically on this letter, you know, the guy, same as the original YFI contract, says he makes no guarantees, not guaranteeing anything, etc., etc. But keep this in mind, the coin count is low and there is potential for gains, right? Assuming the whales continue to pile in liquidity. But that's really what you need for this token to be successful, is the DAI has to keep flowing. Otherwise this will kind of come to a standstill. So other than that, I hope you liked the video. Like, subscribe. As always, it's Cryptoslo. If you're not talking gains, then we're not talking.